Now, this video is going to be about Marina Abramović and her spirit cooking video that I want to show you all, which was an art piece. And I don't know if this is her video or just somebody that was along for the ride who happened to record the art process itself. But yes, so Marina Abramović is an artist, and she's widely known to be friends with extremely famous people like the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian, or Jay-Z, Beyonce. But a lot of her art looks like it fits into the realm of witchcraft. Now, I do enjoy one art piece that she's done, and it's called Rhythm O. And that was the time that this is where you may have heard of her, where she set out a table, and I think it was like in Naples or Amsterdam or somewhere like that, where she set out 72 objects, and she just stood there in the street. Now, participants could do whatever they wanted to her. There was nothing there to stop them. There was no consequences for this. And she laid out good items and bad items. People started out extremely nice, where they would take roses and rub on her, or do really nice things to her. But it started to get pretty gruesome, where people were using knives, and at one point somebody grabbed a gun, put it in her head, and started to wrap her finger around it whenever other people in the crowd stopped them. And at this point, some people did stand up and kind of protect her, which was pretty cool. But I do think it's an interesting art thing, because it kind of gives you the idea of what happens to people whenever there is no consequences for their action, and kind of shows you how like billionaires' minds can go very south, where they kind of lose the empathy. Because as this art exhibit, the first one, this one, where she did the Rhythm O, it shows that people, whenever they don't have consequences, they go straight GTA. Yeah, like they would do a lot of bad shit. Normal human beings that seem normal everyday citizens would straight turn into dickheads. It is interesting nonetheless. Now, let's go ahead and hop on into this. Now, before I get into this, as you've seen in the beginning with that little drop of blood, this is one of those videos that unfortunately I had to watch before I showed this to everybody, and let me just, what is it? A content warning. This made me nauseous, very queasy, and I don't get queasy very easily. So if you do and you're not comfortable with blood and just straight up gross stuff, this isn't the video for you. Feel free to skip. It's cool. You can come back and watch another video of mine. I'll talk about aliens or something cool. But let's go ahead and get started on it. So like I said, it's called Spirit Cooking. Now, first thing to note, you've seen them pouring that chunky substance into her painting bell or whatever. That is pig's blood, or at least they said it's pig's blood. It could be bloods of newborn babies for all I know, as weird as this shit gets, but it is supposedly pig's blood, and that's what she's painting with. Okay, so here we go. This is obviously very freaking weird. Mix fresh breast milk with fresh sperm milk. Drink on earthquake nights, with a F somewhere in there. Now, you'll notice that on earthquake, the Q is a little bit weird. That's fine. You can look into that if you want. Also, I want you to look to the left of this frame. Now, if you play it, you still won't see what it is, and it'll be shown later on. It's just interesting to keep in mind. But I would like to say that I've seen somebody who studied the occult with this, and they say that spirit cooking is not a thing in the occult. However, I think they were literally talking about the name spirit cooking. There isn't a lot of references to anything in the occult about this. It seems like it's Abramović thing herself. However, there is a lot of things in here that are referencing to the occult. I would name them all, but they're kind of hard for me to remember off the top of my head. But painting in blood is one of them, obviously, and that is a pretty interesting signature. However, like I said, the thing in the left corner, you'll notice later on what it actually is, and then you'll be able to really recognize the occult in it. I would like to point out how freaking gross it would be painting in pig's blood, perchance. Could you imagine the smell in that? Like, and they're not even bothered. Like, that's true artist right there. That's true artist. But yeah, carry on. The wording for this the words in these messages are so just chef's kiss. Oh, look at that close-up of that dripping blood. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's pause right here. With a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger of your left hand. Eat the pain. Now, this is interesting because it gets kind of deep into some other conspiracy theories that I'm not 100% sure I'm allowed to even mention on here, so I won't. But you can look into the middle finger of your left hand being cut deeply. Like I said, a lot of people say this has nothing to do with the occult, which is, you know, it's fine. But there is a lot of people who go and hang out with her who seemingly get cuts on their middle finger. So that's just weird, I guess. Weird coincidence, but it is what it is. But let's carry on. Also, notice the little figure in the bottom right, not covered in blood or anything, just standing there. It gets really weird. Oh yes, fresh morning urine sprinkle over nightmare dreams. Now, I'm going to edit this part out if I didn't say it in the beginning, or if I didn't say it in the beginning. Anyways, interestingly, Aleister Crowley was a big proponent of using bodily fluids in his occult practices. Now, if you don't know who Aleister Crowley is, he is known as the most evil man who had ever lived, and he is mentioned quite a bit in singers' songs, like in band songs. But it is funny because he was a big proponent of using bodily fluids in his magic spells or whatever it is, where they got together and did their magic. Anyways, we shall move on, but I just wanted to let you all know about that. Also, notice the little child in the corner. It's weird. Spin around until you lose consciousness. Try to eat all the questions of the day. Like, this is the least harmful one. However, to note, I mean, at least this one didn't involve bodily fluids. I would like for you to look at the small child statue in the bottom left now. It seems as if it is covered in blood, and that is very strong ritualistic things. But we shall move on. We shall move on. All right, like this part grossed me out almost the most. So I'm going to stick through it and I'm going to make you all watch it, but I just want you to know this is the part that made me a little bit queasy. Like, it fucks me up so bad that these people are just like, nonchalant. This lady's looking at it as she walks by, but she's just like, well, it looks like a bunch of intestines and stuff just walking by. It's cool, but she, like, none of them are grossed out by this. Why? Now, interestingly, she makes sure to get everybody's attention for this. You know, the one with all the thick stuff coming out of it. Like, she even has the photographer and videographers to make sure to pay attention to this, because this to her is very important. Like I said, to her, that was very important, to make sure everybody was noticing her pouring the blood over the small childlike statue. Now, granted, the whole point of art is to get people to converse and to think and all these other things, but I believe there is some sort of thin veil here that she is crossing whenever it comes to that right there. Like, granted, the rest of it was really weird, but the whole child sacrifice thing and pouring blood over a small child statue, that's weird. Okay, we're getting, like, we're so weird now that I don't even know. I don't know. Let's move on. Then she's got to paint a little bit extra on it. Make sure to get it all in there nice and covered with blood. I mean, why so aggressive? Why this? To get the splatter details, to make sure that you show the splattering of the blood across the child. I don't know. It's weird.
No, Joe. He just said we let him spend it. La vogliamo trovare? Ma si mette in questo siamo
I mean, something fucking wrong with these people. Just something fucking wrong with them. Like, I don't know what the purpose of this is. I mean, it's art, okay? This is an art exhibit. She has a thing, but like, I don't know. By the way, this is gross too.
Nemoj, ja volim da ti vidim kako je doziran.
Just the fucking sound is so gross. Like I said, you seen the name pop up there, Spirit Cooking. That is the name of the art exhibit. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but she's like, see, 30 years ago. No, that'd been around. I think she's 80 years old now. So she'd been 50 years old in this. Now this part gets really fucking odd too. Just so we're clear. If you do, I hate snakes. So I hate sitting through and watching this, but yes, snakes. It's fucking weird.
Almost finished. Don't touch me.
Dude, look how fucking happy they are. Look how fucking, like, yes, like, this is beautiful. I see your vision. Like, fucking psychopath and psychopath number 2. Or actually, that's number 1, number 2. Like, why are these, why? What is happy? If I walked in this motherfucker, they're like, this is art, I'd be like, you fucking lost your mind, okay? You're obviously worshiping the devil. That's all I got for this. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting how happy they are about this. I will say that this is a very interesting way to do photography where you have a projector shining on your face. The image itself is fucking creepy, but I do think it's an interesting way to take a picture. I don't know. I thought that part was cool. This is the only part of this whole video that I enjoyed. Now here, okay, goddamn, I hate this part. So, like, I hate this part. Like, I hate snakes. I don't like them. Especially one with its tail up my fucking nose. I don't even know what the point of this is, but let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Do you think, like off the top of your head, do you think that snakes have anything to do with the occult or religion or anything like that? Do they have any sort of symbolic relationship to anything of the spiritual realm? Yeah, I believe they do. I believe they do. Some bitch fell or something. Now, I don't even know what this part of the video is, so we're not going to watch it, but there's a guy that walks around, puts his head on rocks in a, I guess it's an art exhibit, but yeah, we're not going to watch that. So anyways, to wrap this all up, what I wanted to show y'all is just how fucking weird that is. Because it is. It is weird. And like, I'm all for art. I love art. I love sculptures. I love paintings. I love doing these things myself. So I think it's very fun. Anyways, I don't even know where I was going with this, but yes, I just wanted to show y'all Spirit Cooking because I thought it was weird. And like I said, she has a lot of tie to some extremely famous people, which I thought was interesting because it seems like as soon as you hit this certain level of wealth, you just turn into a fucking freak. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I would hope that you didn't actually. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more weird shit and me react to it. Okay. Okay, bye.